Yo, it's your boy No Jeepers, back at it again with another video. Today I will be creating a tutorial for the end, which is one of the many places you can visit in the game Skyblock. If you're interested in the game Skyblock, you can check it out on the Minecraft Hypixel server. And if you want to learn how to play the game in different aspects of the game, you can check out my tutorial videos, which I already have one up, the how to auction flip to make money. And soon I will have plenty of them, so if you want to, check them out. And if you enjoy them, like and sub is greatly appreciated. Enough talking, let's get right into the video. So as you spawn in, you're probably going to be stuck inside some AFK people, but if you move over a little bit, you can see there's tons of endstone. And over here, you can see a shopkeeper and his shop. So we're going to check this out. Alright, so this is a shopkeeper. He's going to be talking about his shop. And I'm going to also be talking about the shop. So as you can see, we have endstone and obsidian, which are two materials you can regularly find in the end. So it makes sense why he would sell those. As you can see, we have two enchantment books, Ender Slayer 6 and Dragon Hunter 1. You can upgrade these to higher levels, I'm pretty sure. So right here, we have Ender Slayer 6. This helps you kill Endermen and such in the end, as you can see. Increases damage dealt to the Ender Dragons and Endermen by 72%. If you are going to stay in the end to farm combat XP or fight dragons, you need this. This is very, very important. Ender Slayer. It doesn't have to be Ender Slayer 6. This is just the super good version of it. But you need Ender Slayer. Right here, we have Dragon Hunter 1. This helps damage dealt to Ender Dragons. So if you're going to be grinding dragons, which I'll talk about later, and if it's worth it or not, I'll be talking about that. This is where you get that. You can also get it on auction house, like everything. See, Dragon Hunter. It's even cheaper, actually, but if you want, you can buy it here. So right here, we have Silent Pearls, which means if you use these, Endermen won't be attracted to you, which means, I think if you use regular pearls, they will be. I'll show an example of that real quick. Alright, so I've bought one, and we're going to test this out. You can find some Endermen. As you can see, 3 Endermen instantly on me. So those can be useful if you do use these to move around. Buy these 10k for a stack of 8. So on this table, you see what looks to be a golden pickaxe, but if I right click it and hover over it, you can see that it is not a golden pickaxe, but instead a stonk pickaxe. So what makes this thing different than just a basic golden pickaxe is that it has efficiency 6 pre-enchanted on it. So that's a nice thing to have. But the main thing about it that makes it worth 500k is the ability it has in the end. So when you mine an endstone with this pickaxe, endermites won't spawn, and you have an extra 5% chance to drop an extra endstone block. This is very useful if you don't want to mess with the endermites spawning, since they do take a little bit of time to kill, and they can take away from the amount of XP you earn during grinding. So it is pretty useful, and if you were hardcore about grinding mining XP, that is very useful. Plus, getting a full set of mineral armor, since with mineral armor you can break multiple blocks at once, like a 5x5 area or something, which just, speeds it up by a ton, since you can break 5 times as many blocks. Don't mind my diamond pickaxe. So right here, we have a remnant of the eye. This keeps you alive when you're about to die. Gives a little bit of invisibility. And it only works on an island, so keep that noted. Don't have it on, have 20 million on you and jump into the void, because that's 10 mil gone. 200k. Could be useful if you're fighting dragons or something. Not really sure. So that's pretty much it for the Ender shop. On to the next part. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the mobs in the end. As you may have noticed, there's a lot of Endermen hanging around. Whoa, that one just spawned inside that dude. So a lot of Endermen hang around here. The base, I'm at the top. They start with 4,500 health, and as you go deeper, they gain more and more health. So this one has 6,000, and all the way down there, I believe it is actually 9,000. I'm gonna drop down. Yeah, 9,000. So, but they do grant you more XP the more health they have. So if you're really looking for XP and you can grind, then if you can one-shot the 9,000 ones, then do those. So Endermen are a pretty good way to actually grind combat XP, unless you're doing Slayers, because they're just so densely populated, and you can just kill multiple at once. And it's pretty easy to one-shot them. All you need really is like an aspect to the end with an enchantment called Ender Slayer. I talked about it earlier. It just helps kill those mobs quicker. It's like almost double damage if you have a good Ender Slayer enchant. So that's really useful, as you can expect, for killing end mobs. It even works on the dragon, so free damage. And speaking of dragon, next I'm going to be showing you the dragon. So see you there. Alright, so I'm here at the Dragon's Gate. So to get here, you have to drop down from where you spawn. It's a few levels, so make sure that you have feather falling, or you can just climb down. Just be careful though, you don't want to lose millions of coins. If you drop directly down, it does do a lot of damage. And now I'm down here, so I'm going to enter through here. And once I enter, you can see how massive it is. You have pillars all around, and then one central one, which supports the dragon egg. And this is where the dragon actually spawns. So once you place 8 summoning eyes right here, right beneath the dragon egg, the dragon hatches from the egg, and the fight starts. And to get these summoning eyes, you can either buy it from Bazaar by simply going into Bazaar, going into Oddities, and purchasing summoning eyes, either by ordering or buying instantly. If you don't feel like directly buying your summoning eyes from Bazaar, you can also grind them manually by killing zealots. So zealots are Endermen, but with 13,000 health, so they're much beefier, much more tankier. You're gonna need a much better weapon to actually kill them, and you're definitely gonna want Ender Slayer on it, unless you have one that already deals 13,000 damage. But if you don't get Ender Slayer on it, it helps so much, like almost double damage. You can't, and it's pretty cheap also, so it's a must-have, as I said before. So grinding zealots are pretty simple. You just kill zealots, and you wait for a special zealot to appear. So a special zealot is, you can find it when you find a zealot that's carrying an ender portal frame. I'll just put up a picture of what it looks like. So basically all you need to do is kill the special zealot, and you have a 100% drop chance to find a summoning eye. But the problem is, other people can steal your special zealot, so it's a very big problem, and it might not be worth it for you if you have the chance of someone stealing your zealot. Sometimes they will give it back, sometimes they won't, so just be careful of that. Just make sure you always kill the special zealot first. Look around you really quickly and just look for the end portal frame. You can have mods that I'm pretty sure changes the color of the end portal frame. As you can see here, the Endermen are blue, light blue, instead of black. So it just helps locating them. Just useful mod. I can actually, speaking of the mod, this is a very good mod. I'm going to drop it in the link. I'll talk more about it. I'll do a mod showcase probably in my next video, talking all about this mod and what it can be used for. So stay on the lookout for that. But I'm going to continue with this. Grinding zealots with a 1 in 400 chance of dropping a summoning eye is not worth it. It's not, because the summoning eyes are only worth 500k. It's a 1 in 400 chance, and it could be stolen easily. So as you can see in the top right, the mod shows how many zealots I've killed, how many summoning eyes I've gotten in my lifetime, and my summoning eye to zealot drop ratio. So, as you can see, I get a summoning eye every about 384 zealots. It's actually decent. That's about average. As you can see, I've killed 1,700 zealots. I just do this when I'm bored. It's not a good money-making method. I do not recommend it. I'm going to talk about dragons now, and if they're worth it to make money. So, as I said before, you're going to need to place summoning eyes, 8 of them. You can do, multiple people can place different amounts, but they are pricey, and they take a really long time to grind manually by killing zealots, probably several hours, and that's just not worth it for the amount of profit you gain. Dragons used to be worth it a while ago when they first came out. Now, the prices of dragon fragments and stuff went down. So now the only dragon that's really worth it is superior, and those are pretty rare to actually spawn. So there's a thing called dragon weight, which determines what kind of loot you have the chance of getting. And you can influence your dragon weight by either placing summoning eyes or dealing a ton of damage, placing in the leaderboard for damage. Yeah, dragon weight just influences what kind of loot you have the chance of getting. It doesn't guarantee a drop, It just gives you the chance of getting it. Put the link in the description showing how many summoning knives you need to place and how much damage you need to deal, so you have a chance of getting the better items. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about some of the drops you can get from the dragon. The main things you want to look out for is the dragon pet, which is worth hundreds of millions for the legendary version, and the dragon claw, and also superior armor if you get a superior dragon. Everything else is basically worth nothing, and you almost always lose money on. So, I mean, the chance of getting an ender dragon pet is 0.04, I'm pretty sure. So, very low chance. It'll cost you hundreds of millions, most likely, to actually get a chance of getting it. So, I would strongly don't recommend grinding dragons to make money. It's just not worth it. But I'll tell you a boss that is worth it, and that is the Endstone Protector. The Endstone Protector is an iron golem, but instead of iron, he's made out of endstone. I'm going to find him real quick and show him to you. Alright, so this is the Endstone Protector. He peeks out of the ground, and as the stages continue to move further along, he gets more and more out of the ground, and then at stage 5, he comes out and starts attacking, and you can attack him. So what causes him to come out is the amount of zealots killed on a server. So the more zealots that are killed on a particular server, the higher the stage of the Endstone Protector will be. So right now, he's only on stage 2. So I would say a few hundred more zealots will have to be killed for him to be stage 5. And you actually have to kill 100 of your own zealots to have a chance of grabbing loot from this dude. If you don't have 100 zealots by the time he awakes, then you don't have a chance of grabbing anything. The best drops you can get from this dude are probably the golem pet and the tier boost core, which go for, the tier boost core goes for about 20 million and the golem pet goes for a few million. So it's very valuable, especially since you don't have to put up any upfront money to spot it in like you do with the dragon. It's very worth it if you can actually fight one of these dudes, and a way to actually find a server that's about like a close stage is you just server hop till you find one that's stage 3. Then you kill 100 zealots, and then you wait for it to pop up. It should only take a few minutes. And once it pops up, just be right next to it and just do as much damage as you can, and you have a higher chance of getting better loot. So, Golem, not the Golem, the Endstone Protector is much better than the Dragon Pet, and I strongly recommend grinding these instead of the Dragons. The Dragons, you lose money almost every time. These, you can do nothing but make money. Maybe spend a little bit of time actually waiting for them to spawn, but still, very worth it. I definitely recommend fighting these guys. They do have a lot of health, and they do die in a few seconds because people are tryhards, and they kill them really quickly, so just make sure you have a high DPS set up, and so that you can kill them fast. That's pretty much it relating to the end. I'm going to link the websites I used to grab the information, and you can check them over yourself, read more info about them, best strategies to use, all that kind of stuff. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm just going to end it here. Oh, one more thing I'm going to say, though. This thing has a 5,000 kill milestone to actually be spawned. Simple math means every stage you need about 1,000 kills. So if you contribute 100, you have the chance of getting loot. And that's pretty much all there is to the end. Except for a few simple mobs like Endermite, these very annoying obsidian protectors which drop obsidian, and the Watchers who drop arrows. They're just annoying. They're literally just there to annoy you. That's it to the end. I'm gonna sum everything up. The Endstone Protector is worth grinding, while the Dragons and Zealots are not worth grinding. That's pretty much it. Combat XP, it's a decent way to get combat XP. If you don't want to spawn in Slayers, the top is densely populated with tons of Endermen. They're easy to one-shot. If you have the Ender Slayer enchant, which you should get, that's pretty much all there is to the end. I'll drop links to the websites I used just for extra info, strategies to kill. If you enjoy the content, a like and a sub is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you on the next tutorial. Peace.